Do not make this mistake. If you're a first home buyer, first time investor, or property buyer, before you settle your property, do not make this mistake. You probably read this article, Sydney family devastated to discover new home was underinsured after fire. Now this is a picture captured from a neighbor's doorbell, and you can see flame engulfing the roof. Yikes. A very sad story, but what can we learn from this couple's mistake? Let's go to the drawing board. This couple bought a house and land package in Gladeswood Hills, well basically a house, and it's basically, Oran Park, Catherine Field, Campbelltown area. So the premise is they have a house, which is basically part of a house and land package, and I'm assuming they purchased the vacant land from the developer, waited maybe 9 to 14 months for it to be built. They lived in it for 5 months apparently, and then tragedy struck, which basically the roof of the upper floor of the building started to catch fire. So the loan is mortgaged by Westpac, and it's a couple with 2 kids, and the market value back then, the valuation was $815,000, which I assume is contract price. I'm assuming, take it with a grain of salt, they borrowed 80% from Westpac, which is $652,000 for the home loan. Now currently the couple has beef with Westpac. They're claiming that Westpac only insured their property for $500,000 only. In actual fact, to rebuild this house, it actually costs $350K more, and they're short. They're saying, we trusted the bank. We left the biggest and most important part of the house in the hands of the bank, who we've banked for our whole life. Now, let's put it from my mortgage broker's point of view in terms of what the bank did. See, when the bank values the property, well, before it was burnt, 815 is made of land and build value. In the bank's point of view, they'll apportion, okay, well, maybe land is worth 315K and then build is 500K. And that's what Westpac insured. I know this was insured by Westpac because it says in the article, the home was purchased in a house and land package insured by Westpac and underwritten by Allianz. Let me educate you here, guys, and I'll show you some loan documents. Now, here's a loan contract with St. George, and St. George and Westpac are sister companies. They're very similar contracts. The client is buying a house and land package, turnkey, and they're about to settle, and I'm going to sign with them next week. It says here, with the loan contract, they want a minimum building insurance amount to be covered for $412,000. And let me repeat this, guys. It says minimum building insurance. That's because the bank says minimum building insurance, it doesn't mean you get the bloody bare minimum. So as you can see, it's not Westpac's fault. And also, a Westpac spokesman said, sorry for the distressing, yada, yada, yada. Which translates to layman terms, too bad house ad. So what I want to say, guys, is when you're buying a house and the bank requires you on the loan contract to get building insurance, you don't necessarily need to get it with the bank. You can shop it around. But what I'm trying to say is, don't go for the bare minimum just to satisfy the bank's criteria. Think about how much it will actually cost to rebuild in this market. And in addition, I would suggest every 6 months, regularly update your building insurance amount. Check whether the building insurance that you have is enough to cover your house if it was to be burnt down. And for this couple, it's very unfortunate the whole house burnt down, but like what Westpac said and any other banks, they're not able to advise customers on the appropriate level of insurance for their needs. They can only advise you on the bare minimum to satisfy their lending criteria. For this couple in Campbelltown, I'm very sorry for your loss. Hopefully you can rebuild. I really like their positive mindset because they said our mantra has been since that day, like a phoenix will rise from the ashes and just trying to push through. And now this segment of the video is for the cheapskate peeps. To all my Asian ethnic peeps that are watching this, for building insurance, I know what you're doing. Say you have a property settling and the bank goes, hey, I need building insurance. And then you guys go and get the building insurance. And then after a week after it settles, you go and can the building insurance. Remember what happened to this Ride family last year, this Asian Chinese Ride family, because of the lithium-ion battery they bought from eBay that caught on fire. This cheapo Asian couple with their son had their whole house burnt down 3 months after settlement. So guys, you bloody cheapo Asians counting every freaking dollar, you need building insurance. Don't cancel it. Don't think it's like life insurance. I don't need it. And you know what's the most funny thing is? The Asian couple in that Ride story, the wife was an insurance broker. So 2 lessons, guys. If you're gonna get building insurance, don't get the bare minimum and review it every 6 months. That's for those, normal folk. For you cheapo folks, Asian minority folks, don't cancel the building insurance. It's there for a reason. You wanna count every single dollar? Well, you don't have a freaking house now. Haha. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think.